This is Climate Change Impact Calculator by Nino Zapala and Andrew Mahoney. Who are we? We are both interested in preventing climate change, and that is what our project is centered around. So, our project comes in two parts, which is the website and the algorithm. I developed the website, and Andrew developed the algorithm.
What is our project? Our project is a simple online calculator that gives people feedback on how their lifestyle impacts the environment compared to other people. Uh, our calculator is able to give specific feedback for people in different areas of their lifestyle, which helps provide very personalized feedback for them to improve.
Our mission is to give people very specific personal feedback on their personal lifestyle's impact on the environment. We want to make it climate change as a whole appear less of an intimidating issue to invite people to try to help and fix the problem. And we want to encourage individual people to try to take individual action against climate change. But through our research, a lot of the websites had very long laundry lists of things that they needed, that a user needed to achieve in order to actually get anywhere. And we wanted to make our website and our algorithm appear as user friendly and simplified as possible. Here's just a brief preview of the website. Obviously, you can't interact with it or anything since it's just an XD presentation, but hopefully this will provide a pretty accurate view of what the website would look like. So the first page here is the calculate slide. So this is where you'd actually input your information. So while again you can't actually input anything here and expect any results, I did provide a couple things that we hope to implement into the real product. So there's a little information thing here that shows how harmful this specific variable is for the environment. So you can see cars or miles driven are incredibly harmful for the environment, and it provides some helpful ways on how to fix that. And we have one of these for every single variable here. But at the bottom here is the scoring system. So this will be elaborated on further in the algorithm section of the video. But just as a brief rundown, you can press the information tab here to get more information on it. So once the score is calculated, it would appear on this bar here. And you can see this person or produced more grams of CO2 than the average person. So they scored higher than 100. 100 is the average person's score. So you want to have a score lower than 100 in order to get yourself on the right track. So this person or this example here is bad for the environment or worse for the environment than the average person. So they have some room to improve here. You can see you can click the little information bar for some more specific information, which we'd hope to in the final product to implement. Like all of the specific variables and how you did on every one of them, so you can improve those specifically. But moving on, we also have a Learn tab. Obviously, this is just as you can see, this is just placeholder text right now. But what's nice about this tab is that when we were making this project, I was also taking a graphic design course. So all the assets here are things that I made myself. So I think that would be very helpful to implement into the actual website. And it just kind of gives you an idea of what we'd hope to achieve if we were to further this project. So, the infographic here, all the little individual images I actually made myself, and that's pretty cool. But moving on to the About slide, as you can see, it would just provide some background on how we got to the point we got if we were to actually turn it into a fully functioning website. And the founder's slide would just be a picture of us. But yeah, that's everything. You can press the home button to return to the home page. And yeah, that's all.
How the math works. So the consumer inputs 7 pieces of personal data, like gallons of gas used per week. Using that information, 4 scores are created: carbon score, methane score, pollution score, and water consumption score. For all 4 of these scores, 100, the average person will score 100. Then, using those 4 scores, a cumulative score is calculated based off those. This is a weighted score, so methane and carbon are weighted more than pollution and water consumption. We feel that that carbon, methane pollution, and water consumption are provide a good summary of a person's impact on the environment. Here on the slide is an example of the methane score equation. We use this type. This is the type of equation we use for carbon score, methane score, pollution score, and water consumption score. Also on the slide, you can see how the weighted cumulative score is calculated. So here's our public algorithm Google Sheets thing. You can see here, you can insert your data for all 7 of our data fields here, and it spits out 4 scores, all the scores we mentioned previously. We explain how all of these work, and over here you get the weighted cumulative score. So for this data, this person is good for the environment. You can go through and you can change the data as shown on the screen. So you can see that by changing the gallons of gas from 40 per week to 100 per week, we greatly change these scores.
A few things we will hopefully improve if we do choose to further our project is to have a complete website up and running that anybody can access or anybody who's interested can access. We want to expand our consumer inputs, so basically just have more options available for the customer to give them a more accurate representation of how their lifestyle affects the environment, while also maintaining a fair level of simplicity. We want to keep our data updated and relevant, so therefore keeping our website relevant. And we want to update the learn part of our website because if you were slightly perceptive, you might have noticed that it was all placeholder text. And for the learn slide, we hope to basically just provide the user information on why they should care.
Our resources. Here is access to our complete algorithm, as well as access to a Google Sheet system where you can input your own data and see what weighted score you would get. Thank you, Dr. Fishman and Dr. Day, for helping us so much throughout this project.